Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Self-Leadership Reading Club. What are we reading? Well, we're reading Jack Canfields' The Success Principles. The reason why we're reading this is because you don't have to buy it, and we just have to have a discussion around those particular principles. And believe it or not, we're up to principle number 24. Now, I have a little bit of a challenge with this particular principle. And if you are watching live right now, please say hi. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Today's principle, bear in mind, we are doing this during COVID-19, 2020, April 2020. It is to exceed expectations. Now, during COVID-19, we've had to get to the point where we've had to lower our expectations of ourselves and others and pivot them to have different expectations. Ones where it's, looking after our mental health, looking after the people that are looking after the people, and whether that's in your organizations as an employee or maybe somebody in your family. So I'm only going to read parts of the book because it doesn't all apply right now. Now, if you are watching this outside of COVID-19, obviously things have changed. I do invite you to go back to this principle and read it in full. But I just wanted to give you that preface there. It's never crowded amongst the extra mile, says Wayne Dwyer. And I absolutely love that. And I think it's really important to address that that's so true. And the extra mile, I used to work for TGI Fridays many moons ago. Anyone worked there in the 90s, you'll know that their theories were really, really strong. They were very, very solid. And the very fact that they said, you can give out the standards of practice, or you can just put that icing on the cake. They used to call it the wow factor, walking on water. Give you an example of this. This was during the time, sorry, I'm gonna switch my phone off here. This was during the times where people were allowed to smoke in restaurants. So yes, if someone wanted a cigarette, you could pull out a lighter and light it for them. Walk on water, go that extra mile. So here's some examples of this, which I'm going to give you from a business perspective and also a self-leadership perspective, but then I'm going to give you some real examples of how we can use this in our day-to-day life. Let's see, I put some more of these things in here. Four Seasons Hotel, if anyone's been to the Four Seasons, they go the extra mile. The name Four Seasons is synonymous with knock your socks off service. The hotel chain always goes the extra mile. If you ask for directions from hotel staffers, they don't tell you, they walk you there. They always treat everybody as if you're royalty. Dan Sullivan tells a story about the man who was taking his daughter to San Francisco for the weekend, but realized that he didn't know how to braid her hair the special way that the mother did. When he called the Four Seasons to see if there was a staff person that could help them out, it was something that the management had anticipated that the guests would someday need, and their hotels had it covered. That's going the extra mile. Another hotel chain is noted for its outstanding service is the Ritz-Carlton. When Jack Canfield went there with his chicken soup for the Soul Book, they actually put some chicken soup in a dish for him. Super cool, right? Nordstrom is another chain of stores that's known for going the extra mile, and they actually deliver it to people's houses. There's some super, super cool things in there, some examples. So I invite you to read that. But I think we need to address it ever so slightly different, watching it in this day and age in COVID-19. So expectations, they can be a killer, but we have to understand that people naturally have expectations. Where they came from is nothing to do with us. But when it comes to our own expectations of ourselves, we need to look at where they came from. I want to give you an example of one of my revelations. So yesterday I decided to watch more than 2 episodes of one particular program. And I know that I could have been doing the dishes and I should have been doing this and I should have been doing that. And, I must do this and I must do this. And I felt horribly guilty for me doing, for binge watching, essentially. So as a result, I went to bed kicking myself, and I was talking to my cousins online, and they're like, Ella, maybe that's just what you needed. So I went to bed thinking, yeah, you know what, you're right. And it wasn't massively late. Well, it was kind of late when I went to bed, but what I decided was to go the extra mile today, which was getting up that little bit earlier and doing the things that drove me mad that I didn't do yesterday. So I went the extra mile for myself. How can you be doing that right now for people who are around you? Can you go the extra mile? So when someone says, oh, I'm thinking about hitting Costco, I need some cat food, go and drop it off at the doorstep for them. Exceed the expectations of friendships. Someone the other day, some lovely person said to me, would you like a tea? And not only did they get a tea, they got my favorite, a London fog, right? Go in the extra mile. You can do this for yourself. You can do this for your customers. You can do this for your employees. What it really means is doing the unexpected, surprising people, because most of us like surprises when it is the cherry on top, because we all know the cherry on top makes the cake word is. It's like putting the parsley on top of something for presentation. So from that perspective, I totally invite you to go and read that principle after COVID-19, because exceeding the expectations as an organization is very challenging right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts about how you're exceeding your own expectations, because this is a great time to grow and sit and reflect on how you're going to be awesome in the future. So I thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. I'll see you again tomorrow, from Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, the Self-Leadership Reading Club. Thanks for joining us.